Hey everybody, I'm Ted from Tebex. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your own Bedrock server and how to connect that to your Tebex web store. I'll show you where to download the files and how to put them in the correct folder. Then we will run through the setup wizard. Once our server is running, we will first try to connect to it. I'm not going to go into port forwarding. That is required if you want to get Tebex working. I will link to a port forwarding guide in the description. Once we are able to connect to our server, we are then going to add the Tebex plugin for Bedrock and connect it to our web store. We will also create an example payment to make sure that everything is working and the comments are actually run on the server. If you're unfamiliar with what Bedrock is or what the difference is between Bedrock and Java, take a look in the video description. There I will link a video where I talk about the different versions and what type of Tebex store you should choose when creating a Minecraft server. To get started with our server, I'm first going to Pocketmine.net and I'm going to click on Get Pocketmine. And then we're going to go to Install manually. So it says download your flavor PHP binary. Let's open it up in a new tab. Let's go to the GitHub releases. As you can see down below, I downloaded the source code and the Pocketmine.phar or .phar. I don't know how to pronounce it or which one is the correct one, but I downloaded these two. If you're on Windows, download and install the Microsoft Visual C. So let's go to downloads, click on PHP, then download the Windows x64 version. We got two things in here. We have to install this one. So double click this, install it, and we're going to need this bin. So I'm going to leave this open. So we got our three downloads here. We got the Pocketmine MP, we got the PHP where we already installed the exe from, and we got our Pocketmine mp.phar. From the Pocketmine mp rar, a lot of Pocketmine, we're going to drag that folder to our desktop or to wherever you want to have it. When we open up that folder, we can see that this is our server. But to get it working completely, we have to drag in the bin folder from our PHP download. Drag that in here. And take our Pocketmine and also drag that in here, just in the root folder from Pocketmine. Now we can close this and we should be able to either just double click, but I like to run as administrator, and this should start up our server. It asks us what language, so I'm going to do ENG for English. It says English has been correctly selected. Welcome to Pocketmine MP. Do you accept the license? Of course, I read it. I'm gonna click yes. It says, do you want to skip the setup wizard? I'm going to say N for no, because I do want to do the setup. It says you're going to set up your server now. If you don't want to change the default setting, just press enter. I am going to do this, so keep that in mind. It will show you what the default property is between the brackets. So if I now just click enter, my name will be Pocketmine MP server. I do want to give it a different name, so I'm gonna say Tebex Academy and then press enter. It says do not change the default port value if this is your first server. I'm not going to, so I'm just going to press enter and give it the default port. Choose between creative and survival. Again, 0 is survival. That's the default, so I'm going to press enter. Max online players. Doesn't really matter in this case. I'm just also going to press enter to set it to 20. Do I want to enable spawn protection? I do not. Depending on what kind of server you're trying to set up, you might want that. I don't. It says an operator or OP is a player admin on the server. I'm going to say Ted Thomas. That's my username. Click enter. Do you want to enable the whitelist? A whitelist will allow only certain people to join the server. Since you're trying to set up Tebex, I'm guessing you're trying to set up a public server. So we don't want to use, or at least I don't want to use a whitelist, so I'm going to say no. It says query is a protocol used for different tools to get information of your server. It says, do you want to disable query? I'm going to say no. I want to leave it on. Archon is a protocol for remote control. Do you want to enable Archon? I don't need that at the moment, so I'm going to say no. If you do need it, of course, say yes or why. And then it says your external IP is, and then it says my IP. It says you may have to port forward your internal IP, and then it says my internal IP. Be sure to check it. If you have to port forward and you skip that, no external players will be able to join. Make sure you understand this. This will only work locally at the moment. If you want Tebex to be able to connect with your server, it has to be properly port forwarded, and players need to be able to join and not just in your own local network. I am pretty sure. Let's press enter. It says you'll finish the setup wizard correctly. And then it's starting to start up my server. It says done. So now the server is started. So I'm going to go to play, go to servers and go down. And you can see I already added mine. But what you're going to do is click on add server, give it a name, tutorial. It says here my IP address. So you're going to take your external IP address and paste that in here. If you changed the port during the setup wizard, put in the new port that you changed it to. Otherwise, you can leave it default. Once you filled in everything, click on save. Let's click on my server and let's click on join. I am on my server. I can see in the console that it says my public IP and everything is port forwarded correctly. Let's now connect Tebex to our server. So I'm first going to stop it just by typing stop and then pressing enter. So inside of our Tebex dashboard, under integrations, we are going to servers and we're going to create our server. It's a game server. Click on continue. I'm going to call it Bedrock server. I'm also going to attach the example package to it and click on create. We are using PMMP, so let's click on that and download the plugin. Place the plugin in your plugin directory, open up Pocketmine, go to plugins, and then drag in from our downloads the Tebex PMMP. Let's go back and then let's start our server again. Let's copy our secret code and let's run that in our console. And it says secret key set. So that is connected. If we go here to the top right, it also says connected, so that's fine. I'll test it later in game, so I'm going to skip number 4 for now. Click on continue. Let's go to packages. Let's go to our example package and edit it. We have dedicated videos working with packages and also custom variables. So I'm not going to go in depth. I'm just going to show you these 2 things that are working. So here I'm using the name variable to say, congratulations, Ted Pommes, you've just tested your first package. And I'm also going to give myself 410. So what is 410? I will link to this website in the video description. 4 is cobblestone, so I'm going to give myself 10 cobblestone. And those are both run when the package is purchased. And clicking on the right on the settings, both of them are set to only run if the player is online. So I didn't really change anything, but I'm going to click on update. Let's view our web store. Let's go to packages, view the example package and add it to our basket. Fill in our username and click on continue. Agree to the privacy statement and terms and condition and then claim it for free. The status is now due. Let's connect to our server. We are back in the game. So now let's wait for Tebex to execute the comments and see if the message is sent in the chat and also if we get our 10 cobblestone. And there we go. It says here, congratulations, Ted Pommes, you've just tested the first package on your new web store. And I got 10 cobblestone. So everything is connected and working fine. Since you can now run admin comments, you can also start communicating with different plugins and also allowing you to do way more than just the default things that you can do in a Bedrock server. I really hope this was helpful. If you have any questions or things are unclear, you can always leave a comment down below. You can also join our Discord. Here you can hang out with other content creators and learn how to grow your online community. All these social links will be in the video description. Thank you for watching and good luck with your Tebex store.